Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Drea, and this time I'm going to be talking about summer chores and chores in general. So to start us off, I want to give you a little bit of background about my views on chores, compensation, allowances, that kind of thing, because as we go throughout the summer, I'm going to start talking about the chores that I give my kids in the summer and the chores that I give them on a regular basis, even when they're in school, and how I compensate them for that. So that would be really good for me to just go over how my view on chores in general. So I see chores put into one of two categories. So you have your basic living skills, and you also have ones where you are helping out. So basic living skills are things like your own laundry, vacuuming your personal areas, mopping, dusting, cleaning if you have your own bathroom, or if you share a bathroom, cleaning your bathroom. Those are things that you're going to have to do throughout your life. I mean, as my kids like to mention, yes, you can pay somebody to do them for you, but everybody should have those basic skills that they understand how to clean their toilets, how to clean their showers, how to use a washer and dryer, how to wash sheets differently than washing regular clothes, what to line dry, those kinds of things. So that's what I would call the basic living skills that occur on a weekly basis for our family. So the second category that I put things in is called helping out. And I remember growing up that I was not compensated for these. And it was just, I lived there, so I need to help out around the house and around the yard and things like that. But I see these as paid chores. As parents, we are the ones who decide where we live and what our lifestyle is for the most part. So if we choose to live in an apartment, we're obviously not going to have outside work. If we live in a house, whether it be large or small, you're going to have outside work. If you have a rather large house and a lot of extra rooms, that's a lot of extra cleaning. That wasn't your kid's choice, usually. So I see that as something that the parent needs to take on, and that is their responsibility. They pick the living space. They need to be responsible for that. And so I will ask my kids to help me out with those occasionally, but I always make sure to compensate them in some way. Usually it's in a monetary fashion. My kids like having extra money. And for those basic living skills, I should mention, I do not pay my kids. So and my cats are having a fight. My kids are not paid to do their own laundry. They are not paid to vacuum or dust or mop their rooms or do clean their sheets or anything like that. They have to do that. I provide them a living space. I provide them equipment to do everything. They don't have to buy a mop or a vacuum of their own. They can use all my stuff, but that is their space and they are required to clean it. And then everything else in the house is my space and I'm required to clean that. However, if you make a mess in a space that's not a normal mess, like you dump all of these beads all over the floor, you bet your butt you're going to be helping me pick them up. So I do not pay for those basic living skills chores. They do not get an allowance. But for helping out, like things around the summer, what I'm trying to teach them is three different things. One, their time is valuable. Two, money doesn't come from nothing. And three, to know your worth. So for those of us that have jobs with flexibility to work overtime or a side hustle, your time is valuable. Yes, I can sit here and I can take an extra nap. Oh my goodness. We could take a nap, which would be totally awesome. I could spend my time poolside reading a book, or I can do some side hustle stuff for an hour and make some more money. That time is valuable. I know my hourly rate. I know how much I'm worth, and I know whether or not I want to do it. Now, there are some days where I'm like, yeah, I want the extra cash, and there are other days where I just don't. So teaching the kids that their time is valuable. Second, money doesn't come from nothing. And my kids first started off when they were super young, under 5. They would say, well, just give me the money for this. And money doesn't come from nothing. Even in a job, you have to do something to earn that money, whether it be a salary and these are the job performances that you have to do, or whether it be here are the tasks and you get paid so much per task. Money doesn't come from nothing. Money comes from you doing something, whether it be investing and waiting for your money to mature and get that interest rate, or doing tasks, getting an extra job, those kinds of things. And the third one is knowing your worth. And my kids know that it was my choice to buy in this house, that we chose to have a pool, that we chose to have a yard. And with that comes the responsibility of certain things to do. And there have been days where I ask my kids, like, hey, mommy's got a lot going on today. I'll pay you $50 to weed the backyard. We have a lot of weeds in the backyard. There's a lot of landscaping, and it would take them several hours. And both my kids looked at me. They are 8 and 10, and they said, no, not going to do it. I just want to sit and I want to watch TV. And that happened on multiple weekends. And out of curiosity, I said, what if I paid you $150? And both of them were tempted, but they both also said no. So teaching them to know their worth, understand the value of their time, and that they have to work for their money. So if there's something they want in particular and they don't have enough money, they come and ask me, what can I do to help out around the house to earn some extra money? So it's not, hey, mommy, give me $20. It's, mommy, what can I do that I can earn that $20? And that, for me as a parent, is fantastic. I love hearing that from my kids. One of the things that I do when it comes to incentivizing the items that I have on my list is I will look at the going rate. So if it's for helping me with cleaning around the house, I will look at the going rate for me hiring somebody, a housekeeper, to come in and clean. Usually I divide it in half, and that's the rate that I'll give them, because I explain this to them so that they understand that I value their time and that they need to know their worth. I show them, like, this is how I came up with this number. I went and found out that housekeepers to clean my entire house would be $200, let's say. And it usually takes them, one person, it would take them 4 hours to clean, as an example. So that would break it down to $50 an hour. You're not a professional, so as long as you get the tasks done, I will pay you $25 an hour, but you have to get those tasks done. So I always help them understand their worth, so that way when they get older and they are looking for jobs or things to do, or to pay somebody else to do that, they understand the thought process of do the research, find out how much it is, understand the value. Don't just go paying something and you don't know the value, or don't go into a job and not understand what you're worth and get lowballed on your salary. So that's really important to me as a parent. Just making sure I'm checking my notes that I didn't miss anything. We do use an app, which I will talk about in another video, to help keep track of these chores. It's pretty good, especially with the weekly. It's good with the allowance, good for teaching the kids money and how to spend money. So I will be going over all that, plus a great list of some of the summer chores that I offer my kids that they can get paid for when they're done binge watching whatever it is that they're doing, and give them an opportunity to earn some extra money. But I also do have, hey, you need to have your weekly chores done by a certain time. And instead of the money incentive where, oh, if you don't do your chores, you don't get money, since obviously, as I explained, that I offer my kids money to weed, and they're just like, no, not worth it to me. Money doesn't always incentivize my kids. So I say, you're not allowed any type of electronics if you don't finish your weekly basic living chores by dinner time on Sunday night. And that's something that really motivates them to get that done, because they don't get their electronics back until they get it. So understanding what incentivizes your kid is a great way to help out with them understanding the value of their time. Some kids don't value money. Some kids value outings, or maybe a special treat with you, spending some time watching a movie, going out to a movie, things like that. But we'll get into that in another video. So today's video is about what I feel on chores, how I categorize my chores, and what I'm trying to teach my children about themselves and the value that they need to put on their time and their effort. So that way they can grow up and be hopefully successful, at least educated and finance adults. So that's the best we can all hope for, right? So if you have any questions, feel free to comment. I will be posting more things this summer on chores, so make sure that you subscribe. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, and can't wait to see you in the next video. Take care.